President Trump prepares to impose sweeping new tariffs, some in Congress are trying to fight back. The Senate could soon vote on a Democratic resolution that would terminate the national emergency the president has declared to justify tariffs on Canada. Politico reports the resolution may have enough Republican votes to pass. On the other side of the Capitol, New Jersey Democratic Congressman Josh Gottheimer has introduced legislation that would require the president to submit a clear strategy to Congress to justify imposing tariffs for emergency purposes. Congressman Gottheimer joins us now. It's always a pleasure to see you. He is vice chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus and serves on the Financial Services Committee. So, Congressman, what would your bill do?
Well, so as you were just talking about, the president is trying to use his emergency powers and claim a national emergency to impose these sweeping across-the-board 20% tariffs, and in Mexico and Canada, 25% tariffs is what he's talking about. And these are with our allies, right, our trading partners. And he's claiming there's a national emergency. So what we're saying is, hey, explain to us in some sort of strategy, if you have one, how does this qualify as a national emergency, and why would you impose this massive tax increase, which is what this would be, $2,000 or more on Americans, on our consumers, on everything from milk to cheese to cars. You know, this is going to have a huge impact, and Moody's has said if they do go with this, the president goes these across-the-board tariffs, it will equal an immediate recession. So why would you do that to the American people? These are not our adversaries we're talking about. It's one thing if you're going after China. This is another thing if you're going after our key allies in Europe and in North and South America. It doesn't make any sense, and I'd like them to explain their strategy here if they have one.
Yeah, the White House just a little while ago put out a statement saying the tariffs do work and they are beneficial to the American economy. Take a look at Trump the first time around when there were a series of tariffs instituted to China mostly, right? But there were the threat of tariffs on Mexico. So what do you say to that?
I mean, listen, I just think this is just more chaos out of the White House, right? They're all over the place. It's, this is not a day of liberation. It's a day of chaos and cost increases on the American public. And that's what we should call this, because that's what it is. You're talking about job losses that we're facing. You're talking about hitting people's pocketbooks when we should be doing everything we can to get costs down. And by the way, I thought President Trump, that's what he ran on, to make life more affordable for people. Instead, he's actually jacking up their prices and claiming national emergencies and hurting people, right? Hurting our families, our small businesses. This is going to obviously lead to trade wars with our key allies. I don't understand why exactly you would do that to people when we're trying to help them with their costs and their pocketbooks instead of hitting them with a new tax like he's trying to do today.
And Congressman, I know that you sit on the Intelligence Committee. The Washington Post reports members of President Trump's National Security Council, including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, have conducted government business over personal Gmail accounts, according to documents which NBC News has not reviewed independently. A National Security Council spokesman says Waltz received emails and calendar invites from legacy contacts on his personal email and CC'd government accounts for anything since January 20th to ensure compliance with records retention, and has never sent classified material over his personal email or any unsecured platform. I'm just wondering, have you or any of your colleagues that you know have used personal Gmail accounts for government business, and what's your reaction to that?
Well, I mean, this sort of takes you back to the Signal piece, right? And I have not seen this particular issue, but we saw what happened last week with Signal, right? Using Signal to, and this is why I called for the Secretary of Defense to resign immediately, because the idea that you'd share anything that could put servicemen and women in danger in any way, right, and mishandle classified information over a government device like that is, to me, totally not only irresponsible, but a reason why the Secretary of Defense should resign. Right? We know what goes on. We saw what we literally plans for an attack go out over Signal hours ahead of when the attack occurred, putting our servicemen and women in danger, completely and totally irresponsible. You think about their parents, and you unnecessarily put anybody at risk and violate how we're supposed to handle classified information is outrageous. And what we do, so that's all I want to say is that we've got to make sure we handle these things smartly. And I'll look into what you mentioned here.